came down to it, there is no place I wanted to be any more than H-Town. So it was an easy pick for me. It was a no-brainer to be here. All right, be home. It was a no-brainer. So it wasn't a difficult decision at all. It was very easy.
New head coach DeMeco Ryans of the Houston Texans. The guy who hired him is with us now, general manager Nick Caserio. Nick, welcome. Great to be with you. Last year I was home for this. Chris was here. I get to be in person and have a conversation with you. Thanks for doing it.
Awesome. Great to be here. Good to visit with you.
Always awesome to be with you, Nick, and we go way back. I'm always one interested. I just thought,
Wait. Give me a good story. Give me a good story about this big.
There's not too many good stories.
Buffoon in
Chris
New
was
England.
great. No, he was great. He came in kind of as a lower level scouting assistant, and I would say it was a lot of hard work, and he was willing to do it. And he obviously had a very extensive background, had a good career. When you want to be in football, kind of want to learn some of the nuances of scouting. So everything that I did, some of the jobs that I had, like Chris had those responsibilities as well. Yeah. So he was great to be around. He was great to work with, and now he's transitioned to things that are more important in terms of his role.
I don't know about that. Well, it was great. On a given day, because I was scouting, I could get yelled at by Nick and be like, "Oh, you got to do this."
I never yelled at him.
No, you really didn't. You didn't have to yell either. Nick is the kind of guy that could just look at everybody and be like, "Yep, we got to get better." And then maybe later when I'm doing my quality control stuff, Josh would call me down and be like, "Hey, you idiot, you broke this down wrong." So I got a little both ways there. But, I always thought, and the master play of Nick Caserio, he's going to end up hiring somebody from New England at some point as the head coach. That's kind of always what I thought in the back of my brain. 49ers, DeMeco Ryans. What jumped out about him and everything there?
Yeah, he and I didn't really know each other. We knew of each other,
right.
So we didn't really overlap.
Right.
We competed against the teams that he was on, whether it was in Houston, played against him when he was in Philadelphia there at the end.
Right.
Obviously, he's been a part of a really good program. What Kyle has done, with that program, what Kyle and John have done, a lot of admiration and appreciation. He's a good coach. He was a good player. He was a good person. Had a lot of good leadership qualities. And as we worked through the process,
loves Houston.
Yeah. His wife is from there, so. Right. There were a lot of things where I would say there was mutual interest and mutual, admiration for the job. So, in the end, he was just very thoughtful. He was very sincere. He's very genuine about wanting the job, about wanting to be a part of what we were doing, understanding that there's been a lot of transition, quite frankly, that kind of taken place here over the last few years. Yeah. But I think he was open and willing to be a part of what we were doing, saw the opportunity in front of us, and we're excited about having him in the building and being able to work with him here the last few weeks, however long it's been, has been great.
Yeah. We had the conversation last year about David Culley, 1 year done, then Lovie Smith, now 1 year done. How important is it that this relationship with DeMeco Ryans lasts multiple years?
Yeah, it's always hard. You never want to have to make changes after 1 year. Part of my responsibility is to evaluate our program and where we are and where we're headed. In the end, we thought those were the best decisions for us. So I'd say moving forward, we're trying to put, a foundation and stability and continuity in place, which benefits everybody. Benefits the players, benefits the coaches. So when you look around the league at some of the more successful teams and organizations, the ones that have continuity over long periods of time, those are the ones that at least have a chance. So we're a long way from that, but hopefully this kind of puts us on the path in that direction.
Does I guess I'm intrigued a little bit by kind of what you were talking about. A guy from a totally different tree or football NFL group of people compared to you, is there an adjustment period of oh wait, this is how you do things in the front office for a guy like DeMeco Ryans? Have you had to have conversations with that like that with him?
We've had a lot of open dialogue, open conversations,
because nobody's like you guys. I just want to try to explain this to the viewers. Nobody, I've said to Mike, it's like we look under a stone in Germany when we were in with the Patriots. They look at everything and it's different.
Well, I think what you have to be adaptable, you have to be flexible.
Right.
And there's a lot of different ways that you can be successful.
Yeah.
So part of my job and responsibility is to have an open mind and to work in concert with the head coach in that position. So how do we want to play defensively? What are the things that DeMeco feels are important? How do we want to play offensively? What are some of the team building things that go into that? So those conversations, dialogue are open. I think the one thing that we've tried to do, I've tried to just be adaptable, be flexible, because that's really what you have to be in this league. You have to have an open mind. You have to be willing to adjust and adapt. The league is constantly evolving. So we have to be willing to adjust and adapt, understanding that the core foundation of how I was trained, that's certainly not going to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the quarterback position for 2023? Davis Mills obviously played a lot last year. You've got the 2nd overall pick. You got the 12th overall pick. You got other moves you can make. What's your objective at that position?
Yeah, probably have some optionality, Mike. So really, Davis is the only player under contract currently. So Kyle and Draft are free agents. So I'd say there's a good chance we're going to have 2 or 3 new players at this position. So between free agency and the draft, probably some combination of both. We're probably going to have those players on the team. So each quarterback has their own traits and characteristics that, they do well. So it's really identifying what does a player do well, how does he fit in the system, and really I think what you don't want to do is put a timetable about like when a player has to play whenever he's drafted, whether it's a quarterback or whether it's somebody else. So what we want to try to do is try to build a good infrastructure, try to build a good team, and then just give the players opportunity to be successful when they go out on the field.
Yeah, what point, or have you had those conversations yet? I'm going to kind of go down that road there as far as, hey, it's GM. We know you got to win now. Head coach has got to win now. Okay, so there's some veteran quarterbacks out there. But I think in the perfect world, they'd all like to draft a quarterback, develop it, and be like the Kansas City Chiefs or whatever, right? So how do you kind of balance that approach for you and DeMeco?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have open conversations. You got to be thoughtful about it. Like, what are we trying to accomplish? What's important? How do we add the player to the team? What makes the most sense? So they're ongoing discussions and conversation. There's no one-size-fits-all. Like this, okay, if we do this, then we can't do this. So, again, going back to what I said a little bit earlier, be open-minded, be adaptable, be flexible, and just be very authentic and, truthful about those discussions.
Right.
Well, Nick, we wish you the best moving forward. You got your coach, 6-year deal. Have a feeling we won't be asking about a new head coach next year. Hope it goes well for you and for the Texans. We thank you for some of your time. We look forward to talking to you real soon. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.